right from Trash House, the first movie that Jinx Media made, we were looking at ways to publicise our flicks. And in those days, it was pre-YouTube. It's crazy, it's only a few years ago, but obviously things have changed a lot. There wasn't the sort of social networking sites that there are now, and a lot of the ways that we went for publicising were more old school, such as the t-shirt that I'm wearing now, that's now slightly withered, just on the hope that wearing them out and about would at least get some sort of awareness, particularly wearing them at sort of high profile events and whatever. Anyway, the main thing that we hit upon was postcards. Simply because if you have to write a tangible letter to someone, if you have to send out a screener copy to a potential distributor, being able to include a couple of postcards within it, especially if the postcards look nice. In fact, hang on. For example, our Bordello Death Tales postcards that were going out around about this time last year, everything that we sent out, if we sent out letters to people, we would put a postcard for Bordello Death Tales in it. Just prior to Cannes in 2005, two of our actors, Amber Malta and Tom Wantner, were going to go out to Cannes and plug Trash House to everybody that they spoke to. I didn't go out myself. But I thought, postcards, I need to make sure that they're armed with postcards. Now, even though they went out armed to the teeth with loads and loads of postcards, some of which they gave out, some of which they didn't, and still, it still took a year from that point for us to actually sell the movie to a distributor, during which time I was still sending out postcards and postcards and postcards, putting 2, 3 in every envelope that we sent out anyway. Even bearing that in mind, we still have thousands upon thousands of Trash House postcards. I think there's probably another box to this as well. And not only that, but the postcards became a bit of a liability because it says there, ready for delivery September 2004. And when it was creeping towards 2006 and we still hadn't sold the film, suddenly the postcards began to work against us because it was looking like our movie had sat on the shelf. So if you're going to make postcards, for God's sake, don't order too many of them. It's better to order a small run and then do another one. Even if it does cost a bit more, it's probably better than still having over 5,000 copies of a postcard or something many years after the film has already been released on DVD. And also, yeah, don't put a date on it. For God's sake, don't put a date on it because that might date it. And the other thing is, I've also got several thousand Killer postcards. If you're going to do promo postcards, print the backs of them the right way, bloody up, and don't print too many of them, and don't put dates on them, but they're still worth doing.
It doesn't.